Hello, welcome back to Money Hacks with Kim Kent. Woo, get the fake money. Oh, I'm actually going to print out. I'm actually going to withdraw some actual real cash to have as my little prop on this. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see me. But it's so funny because, well, I think it's funny. Feel free to laugh with me or at me. When I picked these that paper bills, they're actually not dollar bills. It says $1,000 on them. They're for my money gun. I have a money gun, but it has no batteries yet, so I can't bring it onto the video right now because I'll save it for when it actually works, because that would be hilarious. You think I could probably just go steal some batteries out of my kids' toys, but my child, single, one of her toys. I should do that. I just keep forgetting. But when I'm holding up this like paper money, I'm like, yeah, I'm so gangster. I'm not. I grew up in a bit of a gangster Darrow area. Oh gosh, already talking craziness. But I love that I said that actually where I grew up, because today I am talking to you about, I'm actually answering, it was kind of like a question. I have this free community group in Facebook, link is in the show notes, and you're welcome to join. It's such a beautiful community there. We have almost 1,000 beautiful humans inside that space, and I just share what's happening, offers that are happening, little mini challenges, free tips, I do live stream videos. It's a beautiful community for you to post and network in there and share. Like, I'm all about, if you have a business, promote yourself. There's enough to go around. Hate those groups that are like so strict and whatnot. It's like, there's enough to go around, promote yourself. Anyway, I put it to the community of like, what would you love for me to talk about on this podcast? And one of the ladies, she was like, actually, I'm going to read exactly what she said. She said, what's your why and how did you find yourself along the way? And I love this because, first of all, the what's your why is such, I don't really love that question by itself because your why changes all the time. It's a beautiful question, don't get me wrong. But then when she says, how did you find yourself along the way? I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never looked at it this way. And I want to share this with you because I think it's so important. And of course, you get to know me a bit better, and it is an emotional topic for me. I have dealt with a lot of my emotions, so I might not get emotional on here because I have already moved through it and released a lot of the emotions that I've been storing. But I really love this topic, so I'm going to dive in. Again, as I said, I like throughout the episodes, I'm going to share about my life, but I don't want to do a whole episode on my fucking life story because there's tangents that can go on from it. There are so many different lessons and so many different things I can share with you that I learned and that have helped me at different points throughout my story. But I guess, what is my why? Look, I did the whole uni thing. I went to uni because I thought if you got a degree, you're going to be financially successful. So I got 2 degrees, did a postgraduate in exercise physiology. I fell, and then after that, I couldn't even get a job because there was no jobs going around. Exercise physiology, it was kind of new to Australia, but I'm competing with physios and physiotherapists. Like if I was a client and I had an injury or a problem or whatever, I would more likely, personally, I would go to a physiotherapist over an exercise physiologist. Anyway, so shot myself in the foot with that one. I honestly just did it. Here we go, tangent. I honestly just did it because it was easy and I knew I wanted to get a degree and I wanted to do a postgraduate degree because, you do the 4 years at uni. My first degree was 3 years, so you postgraduate. I just did it because I thought that's what you had to do. But anyway, always a hindsight. You always see the opportunity in the hindsight, right? So looking back, I was never really meant to pursue that. I couldn't get a job. There was no jobs going, really. It was very competitive. I fell into Pilates teaching on the side, and I also fell into the online business space. I fell into network marketing, and it was either health and wellness company and product. And I just, look, I saw a way to work for myself. I fell in love with the community. I was in a very insecure, broken part of my life, a very low vibrational, just a very hectic, shitty, not feeling good enough, low self-worth, high insecurities part of my life, and I saw a way to feel accepted and loved. And anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But when you're in network marketing or when you're in a space where you work for a company, it's all about personal development, right? You're thrown into the personal development, which I absolutely fell in love with because I just wanted to evolve myself and learn more and get better as a person. And oh God, here we go again. I'm going to do this once an episode, I reckon. I'm manifesting it by talking about it, losing my train of thought. But one of the things you do when you're in network marketing, and you want to do this for normal business as well, I just didn't have normal, like traditional business first, is you need to know your why. Like, why are you doing this? Why did you start? Like, what's your drive, right? And I was always like, my why is like, I want freedom and I want to help people. And I felt like my why was always there. Like, I felt, they say your why should make you cry, and it doesn't have to make you cry, but it wants to be that emotional hit the heart, like pull the heartstrings. Honestly, I could just never get to the point of crying. And I just always felt like it's not deep enough, but there's something there. Anyway, fast forward until I invested in myself and I'd done some work on myself and I did the seminars and I healed a lot of my wounding and really rapidly grew in self-acceptance and self-love and feeling good enough and all those things. And then I was in this one business course program, and I remember the coach sat down and like, he asked us these series of questions to get to the actual bottom of my why. And I got to the point and I realized, and I actually did start, I choked up and I started crying like after I had, like we were sitting in a little group, a little circle that we broke out into little groups of 4 people each in this session. And my why is why I do what I do, like why I get up every day to work on my business and scale my business and chase. I say chase, but also achieve. And then, you achieve something, you move the goalpost. So you're chasing the next desk, like working and wanting to achieve more and more and more, right? And the reason is because I've witnessed, and my mum's retired, my dad's not yet, so still witnessing my parents who, they were the first people I ever knew, my first best friends, my king and my queen, like my absolute heroes in a way. I saw my first true loves sacrifice a level of their freedom and happiness for a stable income. And I was always so hungry for financial freedom because based on the way I grew up and what I saw, and like my parents fought about money. I don't remember them being happy together. They divorced when I was 8. I was the firstborn of myself and my brother. I took on a lot of the shit from the divorce. There was just so much money bullshit. It was just all about money, money, money. It's like, hello, our world revolves around it. Why don't we fucking have any? It was just crazy. So I always had this burning desire to make more money. So, okay, more money must equal more happiness because my mum's constantly chasing the money, wants more money. And don't get me wrong, like she struggled. So my dad, like to degrees. And anyway, that's beside the point, right? I just was like, I have to make more money because more money will bring more happiness. And I knew I just never wanted to sacrifice happiness for a stable income. So my why, when I got really clear, I was like, fuck, I do what I do for myself, right? Because all of our goals are selfish. All of our goals, you have to understand, like if you're like, there's selfish and selflessness, and selfish is not a bad thing. But the reason I get out of bed every day is for me, no one else. It is, and there's other people too. I'm a mom now. I get out of bed for my child and my family, my future, but I get out of bed also for me. So can you see how my why is so powerful? Because I'm like, I love and I've done so much healing on this, and I just have so much love for my mum and dad now. Like I had a lot of shit against them and what I carried on from my childhood years and all that stuff. That's another conversation. But I just saw these like not have a quality of life of absolute freedom because they had to have a job. And I saw them start businesses and then not follow through, which is fine. This shit happens, but then things get given up on. It's just all this like, gotta have the money. And no matter how much we're earning and whatnot, it's like, it's not enough. And I knew that I did not want to create that for myself. I wanted the money, like I wanted the cake and I wanted to eat it too. Because what's the fucking point of having cake? Like whoever created that saying, can't have a cake and eat it too, I don't know what their problem was, like some kind of bullshit, But I wanted the cake and I wanted to eat it too. If I was going to work hard and hustle hard, like I saw my parents and I see so many other people in my life, like I want to be able to reap the rewards. Like I don't want to die with millions in the bank. Now, I'm not going to be a huge spender and splurger. Like I'm going to be smart and I probably will die with millions in the bank because of the way that my wealth keeps compounding. But I want a life of freedom. So if that's a really extended way, I'm just bringing up the question again. If that's a really long-winded way to explain my why, that's why I do what I do, because I do not want to sacrifice happiness and freedom for a stable income. I want to create stability, work for myself, create the stability myself, and have the freedom. And it's just that's why. And when I did cry, just bringing up the question again on my phone to well, what was the second part of it? But when I did first realize this, it just brought me to tears, because seeing my parents, like even to this day, I'm like, fuck, like just there's so much more to life. Your job doesn't control you. Your job doesn't own you. But if you have that mentality, and I used to, don't get me wrong, I stayed in a shitty job all through uni and had a shitty boss who would absolutely treat me like shit, and I wouldn't even stand up for myself because I thought, like, I can't lose my job. Fuck no, I need my job to survive. Like it was in that mentality. Like that's just what I see, and it breaks my heart. So what I did to, there we go. What did I do to find myself along the way? I actually did the work. I invested in the personal development. I did the courses. I did the seminars. I got curious. I started to work out, okay, what is this childhood wounding? What are these trigger points? Doing the shadow work. What is it that what are these beliefs that I'm holding on to that are not serving me? Are they the real truth? Just getting really clear. And what's really cool about this is the processes that I've learned along the way. I've kind of developed, not kind of, I have developed my own version of this. And it's actually a 3-step process inside the Wealthy as Fuck program, where I teach you how to reprogram your subconscious mind by reprogramming the neural pathways in your brain to change the beliefs that are hardwired in there that have come from childhood or have come from a big significant event. It's usually comes from childhood anyway. But that's the work I went and did, and that's what got me a lot through along the way. And knowing that I had a vision for my life, and knowing that no matter how hard it got, no matter how much of a victim that I can be a fucking great victim. I have learned from the best of the best. I spent a lot of my life in victim land. I knew that I couldn't stay there if I wanted to achieve what I wanted. And I made sure I surrounded myself, and I still do to this day, with high vibrational people who have moved through their bullshit, have cleared their bullshit, who are achieving things that I want to achieve, and I'm learning from them. And, success leaves clues. So if you want to create a certain level of financial success, like success leaves clues. If someone is making the money or has the money saved or is investing the money or is clearing the debt, it has the strategy, has the mentality that you desire, that you know is going to support you, go learn from them. Like, don't let your ego victim get in the way and be like, oh, I'm fine, I'll just wait and hope things get better. Like, that doesn't fucking work. Otherwise, you would already be hitting your financial goals. You would already be succeeding to what you expect. And so if it's not happening, you need to go fast track it. Go, like, the whole buzzword quantum leap, which means to like collapse time, is because you're going to go learn the skills from people who've learned before you, and they're going to actually teach you and give you the strategy. And I am speaking from experience, because I'm 33 now as I record this, 33 and a half. Oh, it sounds so weird when I say it out loud. I still feel like it's about to be my 30th. I'm in age denial. But I base it from becoming an adult. So from 18, even before then, I was working since I was 13 years old. Like I was always hustling for money, need money. It's so important, need to work, all those things. But say from when I was an adult, really fending for myself, becoming independent, till about, 18 to 27, 9 years. So those 9 years I spent in victim ego land, not wanting to do the work on myself, like being self-righteous and think, oh, it'll be fine, everything will get better, I'll just keep working harder. And then it's only been from 27 to 33 is 6 years. So there has been less, I have been on the other side where the grass is greener and healing my shit and creating financial success and getting money in the bank and making smart investments and creating financial stability and freedom for myself and my family for 6 years, right? In less time, because I decided to get out of my own way and invest in the help that I needed. And the thing is, you might be like, well, I want to invest in the right person. You'll know the right person because you'll click, or they'll trigger you in a way that's like, okay, they've got me thinking, right? And the thing is, I have invested in people who have been the absolute perfect alignment. And then I've also invested in the shiny object and a really good sales pitch that was a over $30,000 lesson in itself. So very big lesson. And I had to learn that lesson. So don't get me wrong, I haven't just always perfectly aligned with the perfect person at the right time. I have had things where I'm like, fuck, that was really inconvenient. I didn't actually buy in based on the alignment. I bought in based on the shiny object. So yeah, that's what helped me support me along the way. And then you get, like, hand on my heart, I can tell you that you get to a point when you start to do the work, you get to a point where you've built the self-discipline and you've built the self-trust just enough that when the old shit creeps in, when you feel like you get stuck and you lose track of your why, and then the world feels like all the victim part takes over, but you've got enough self-trust and self-discipline to pull yourself out of it. And that's where I'm at now. So I know my why, like my vision has to be bigger than my bullshit. And that is coined by me as a Kim Kent quote. Like my success, the key to my success is having a vision bigger than my bullshit. And my why drives that vision of what I want to create for my life, and then the legacy, the impact that I want to make, because I am very impact driven. It's not just about me. It's about who I can help and the lives that I can change and the mark that I can leave on this world so it is a better place. And our children and our children's children don't worry about money. We're breaking that scarcity. They're actually feeling the abundance. That's the birthright. That's our birthright. So yeah, that's my why, how my why feeds my vision. And my vision has to be bigger than my bullshit. So I'm going to leave you with that. Like, what is the vision? Like, what is your why and what is your vision that you want to create for your life? Get really fucking clear on what the bullshit is that is in the way. And your vision needs to be bigger than the bullshit, because your vision will pull you through the bullshit. And I'm talking, like, this again, I'll topic for another day. I've had bullshit of traumatic miscarriages. I've had bullshit of child of divorce. Parents absolutely, like, it's just like at step parents and parents, there's trauma, like me being the child and my step parents and parents not realizing that, and there's just been headbutts, and they're the child and I'm the child, and who's going to win the fight and who deserves more love, and all of this. It's like bullshit, right? Absolute bullshit. When you say it out loud, it's like, Kim, this sounds ridiculous, but it happens to everyone. I've had my sister-in-law, my husband's only sister, only sibling, who was his best friend, die in a car crash straight after she left our house, like severe trauma. I've had a baby, which is a huge life event. Like, I have had shit happen, right? I have had shit happen. And I'm not saying my bullshit is better or worse than anyone else's, but I can relate to the fact that I have had my fair share of shit. And I have had every opportunity to crumble and give up and retreat and try and stay safe, but probably still stress majorly financially. But I've chosen to keep my vision strong. And that's what's got me through. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Of course, if you want to check more things out, read the show notes, connect with me on social media, share this, especially if you like. I'd love for you to send me a message on social media and let me know, like, how did this resonate with you? Do you have anything you'd love to share with me? Do you have any questions? Like, please reach out. And look, if you're curious about the Wealthy as Fuck program, head to www.wealthyaf.com.au and apply. Have a read of the journey. Listen to the testimonials. There's beautiful videos on there of women just like you, everyday people feeling like they cannot get out of the financial rut that they're in, and just with a few small tweaks, following the Wealthy as Fuck framework, they're just absolutely transforming their lives, creating financial freedom so simply and permanently. And it's just so inspiring to see. So yeah, other than that, have the most beautiful rest of your day, your week, your month, whatever you are looking forward to, whatever is on track for you. And I will chat to you in the next episode. See ya.